Two Jaguars, livestock killers, destined to a life behind bars in a third world zoo. That's what we had to start with. I'm wildlife vet Ole Alkenbrecht, and we are in the jungles of Mexico on a medical mission that's never been tried before, to rehabilitate two illegally captured jaguars and put the wild back into their lives. Our first destination is the Chetumal Zoo in the state of Quintana Roo in southern Mexico. The zoo is still recovering from the devastating effects of Hurricane Dean in 2007, but it's now the temporary home to these two rare jaguars. These cats couldn't be released back into the wild because while they were trying to fight their way out of their illegal traps and cages, they damaged their teeth to the point that they would be unable to hunt on their own. That's where the Jags come in. And who are the Jags? We're a team I assembled specifically for this project. A team of biologists, managers, vets, dentists, and we are here to return these jaguars back to the life they deserve. In order for them to become functional again, they needed new teeth, and that's where Dr. Emily came in. In order for them to make it successfully through long-term anesthesia, that's where the veterinarians came in. We pioneered some techniques in anesthesia in a third world situation that was unparalleled to anything that's been done before. Perfect, thank you. All right, she's all yours. There were problems almost from the start, the little ones that drive you crazy, like the fact that the zoo supplied the oxygen but had no regulator that would match the anesthesia machine I brought from the States. So we had to improvise. Well, what we have is a failure to communicate. What we have here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a fireman's oxygen tank that's half full, and we're going to hook it up to that anesthesia machine, and we're going to see what we have. And if a jaguar wakes up, I'm going to run over the top of you, Peter, out that door and slam it behind us. As the second jaguar paces nervously in her cage, the first jaguar, a young female about 18 months old, was brought in to have her teeth fixed by Dr. Peter Emily. Her surgery will be the simpler of the two. She only needs a root canal and one tooth cosmetically rebuilt. What we're basically doing is taking out any part of this tooth that could become infected again, replacing it with a permanent composite, so the tooth is forever sealed and free of being infected again. She's doing awesome. We finally got our oxygen thing fixed and we have her on gas. She's stable. Her heart rate is stable at about 68. See, I think the original photograph had actually just this was intact all the way to the top, but it just had a chip out the side of it. And so since then it's been whacked off. How's the rest of her teeth look, Pete?
The rest of it looks good. No problems. It's a pretty good mouth.
This is filling it with the composite? Awesome. Look at that. Holy mackerel.
Okay, give me that other one.
Once her teeth are fixed, the young cat is fitted with a satellite tracking collar. She is smaller than the biologist expected, so they want to make sure the collar is loose enough to give her room to grow without being able to slip off of her head.
Okay, easy.
Okay, no, that's good. She's good.
You think she's good?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it.
This technology is going to allow us to monitor her movements, her abilities to adapt into a new wild environment, and hopefully we will be able to follow and document her abilities to feed herself with natural native prey species.
After surgery, the first jaguar, the young one, is placed in a transportation cage so she will wake up there and not have to be drugged again before her release tomorrow. Then it's on to the second cat, the one with the broken canine tooth. Big girl. Yeah, he's causing her pain, a little surgical stimulation.
That shouldn't be. I just injected it right down the canal.
Well, she's feeling it. You know, she's not feeling it enough to get up off the table and tell you, so that's the good news.
The one tooth was so far fractured that we had to make a functional canine out of it because they need canine length, because the way they kill is by crushing the skull. and they need functioning canines, in other words, full length. And I didn't know how to do that. When they sent me pictures of the canine, I thought, how am I going to make a crown? A normal crown fabrication by a dentist has to make an impression of the tooth and repair the tooth so that the crown will fit easily. Take an impression, make a model, and from that model he can fabricate a crown that will fit the tooth exactly. And I didn't have that luxury.
Finally, it's time for the crowning glory, literally. Jaguar number 2 gets a brand new gold tooth.
Awesome. Good job, everybody.
The Jaguar's transport boxes were placed in an air-conditioned office to keep them comfortable and reduce the stress on them when they wake up. Well, at least that was the idea, but no one explained that to the cats.
The root canal is still intact, but the crown she took off. Yeah, we're just gonna have to live with it. She just chopped off a piece of the composite. This is good. Yeah, it'll be okay.
Ready? Finally, the last leg of their journey to freedom is underway, but they won't be allowed to quietly slip into the jungle.
I'll give it to you.
These releases are the first of their kind in Mexico and elsewhere, and they are generating a lot of excitement and interest from the media, high government officials, and many others, including us. Jaguars are beautiful and mysterious creatures with a religion all their own as top of the food chain predators. And because of those qualities, they haven't always suffered the best fate at the hands of man. But hopefully, today is a chance to help repair some of that damage. The young female who tore her way out of the travel box only a few hours earlier is the first to be released. Instead of displaying her aggressive nature, she seems a little intimidated by the surroundings, probably because of all the people and the circus atmosphere going on. But slowly, cautiously, she steps out and begins to explore her new home. Her beautiful spotted coat is instant camouflage and blends perfectly into the flora around her. We get a few precious moments to share with her in a place she hasn't seen for a year, and then she's gone, back to the life she was meant to live.
This is the culmination of the Jaguar Project for 2009 in Mexico. We successfully got their teeth back in. We are successfully recovered, found suitable habitat here in Calakmul Biopreserve in southern Yucatan, and we're getting ready to release the older of the two animals. She's right. Did you go this way?
In Mayan, Calakmul means city of two ancient pyramids, and the ruins of that culture are evident in the preserve. And so are the howler monkeys, who seem to keep watch over this ancient city. The Biosphere Preserve in southeastern Mexico covers nearly 2 million acres. Our pre-release criteria demanded a place rich in prey without running into any cattle ranches or humans. It is estimated that about 400 jaguars currently live in this preserve.
The science has just begun, because now we're going to find out how successful that is. Through modern technologies and GPS transmitting and receiving, we're able to know where they are virtually at any time we want to look them up. Through expertise and skill on the ground, we have people that can follow up on that information and make sure that they're catching the foods they're supposed to be catching and drinking, and ultimately living long-term and reproducing. So if we have all that, this has been a great success. Fills your heart with a wonderful sense of accomplishment and makes mundane life a whole lot better, not only for me, but for Jaguars as well.